Coming to you live from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, and all across the world, psychic, medium, and energetic healer Sheena Metal brings you Messages from Spirit.
Hi, and welcome to Messages from Spirit, only on PARAPOD TV. I'm your host, Sheena Metal. I'm a psychic medium and an energetic healer, and we're here every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time on PARAPOD TV, which you can find on the Roku channel and many more places, and we're so excited to be here. Here's what we do every week on the show. I'm a real psychic, and I talk to real people just like you. They ask real questions. I work to get real messages from spirit, source, higher power, universe, God, goddess, great spirit, whatever you call them. They answer to all of it. And then we have a real conversation and hopefully get these folks some real answers and some real healing. That is the goal, for everyone to come away a little more enlightened, a little more healed, and a little bit of the load lifted off of them. And we do it every week, and I love it. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, send me a text message, 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. I see some of you in the chat room right now, and I'm wondering, why are you not going to be guests on the show? Send me a text message, 818-437-0886. And I always love when you come to my website and get to know me a little bit better at sheenametalspiritual.com. And find me on social media. I'd love that. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and X, formerly Twitter. And I'm just at Sheena Metal. It's so easy to do it. So I like to talk a little bit about something at the beginning of every show, just a few words of inspiration and hopefully a little bit of clarity. This is a very strange energetic time. January 20th, Pluto went into Aquarius. And the thing about Pluto in Aquarius is it's supposed to inspire you to be all you can be. I mean, to really work to make your dreams come true. The problem is, for folks who aren't doing that, who aren't on that kind of path of super ascension, sometimes they get very angry when they're being prompted to do things and they're not doing it. It's like if you tell a class of kids, do your homework, and some kids are like, yay, and the homework's already was done 3 days ago. Some of them get very angry because, why do I have to do that? And it's crap, and I don't want to do my homework. And that's how it is with a lot of folks on their spiritual path too. Because of this, a lot of people right now are just like, yay, go, 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 rah, rah, rah. And a lot of people are, so sometimes when someone is stuck, not walking their spiritual path, not on the right footing of their life path, they will take it out on those around them, especially, and a lot of times even unconsciously, those that they think are more on their path. It's kind of like when a whole crowd of people are drinkers and someone quits. Sometimes the ones that are still drinking get angry at that person because they're thinking, well, if they quit, do I have to quit? I don't want to quit. So it's kind of the same thing. Why are you on your path and I'm not on my path? I don't want to get on my path. I want to be lazy and not be on my path and not make changes. But now you're making changes. So now you're making me look bad, and now I'm mad at you. So you're seeing lots of marriages, romantic relationships breaking up during this time, lots of friendships ending during this time. Lots of fighting within families and workplaces, because it's almost like we're becoming like polarized between those that are really wanting to do it and those that don't want to do it and are angry that others are doing it. So there's a lot of fighting. It's also a very emotional time because of the shift that's happening. So there's a lot of crying, a lot of feeling depressed, a lot of your anxiety being worse. All these things that emotional people, that empaths go through, we're all going through right now. And then when you're an empath, we're not only feeling our own turmoil and the feelings of those around us this time, but we're also picking up on everybody else's stuff and the pulse of the universe. Suffice to say, it's an emotional time. Breathe through it. It's really all you can do when things get like this. Just breathe through it. And that doesn't mean like it's you like how I could breathe with a sound effect for you so you know I'm breathing. Slow and long breaths. Slow and long breaths, friends. Gentle, slow, long breathing. This time will pass, like everything that happens in our cosmic world. It's ever flowing and ever changing, which means if you don't like the astrology in the world right now, wait 5 minutes and it'll change, literally. So just give it some time. Let it flow. Breathe through it. And don't make judgments or assessments on people and or relationships in your life right now, because some of it may just be your reaction or their reaction or both of your reactions to this shift. Does that make sense? And we're breathing through it, and we're not going to carry the feelings of this shifting time into the rest of our life. Now is not the time to end things. Now is not the time to, draw your line in the sand and refuse to cross it. Now is the time to just relax, let the universe work its ascended magic on you. Don't fight the power. Don't fight the feeling. Let it happen. Stay in the flow, stay fluid, and don't make any concrete decisions about your life right now, because now is not the time. All right? And again, if you need to reach out, if you want to book a private session with me, if you just want to touch base and say hi and have a new text friend, send me a text message. Of course, if you'd like to be on the show, 818-437-0886. It's my private cell phone. It's right here. See? It's my little cell phone. Nobody's touching it but me. And let's find a way that we can get you some relief and get you to a place where you can breathe through this time. All right. Again, it's 818-437-0886. And come be a guest on the show. It's so much fun. You're going to love. And I have a private group on Facebook. It's Sheena Metal's Spiritual Warriors. It is only for people who've been on the show. So every single person you encounter in there, if you've been on the show, on this particular show, are also people who have been on this particular show. So, all right, let's do a message from Spirit. I can't wait to talk to somebody. I'm rubbing my hands together like the raccoons, or the little videos of the raccoons on Instagram when the food's coming. I do it when the spiritual messages are coming. So, all right. Hi.
Hi.
How are you? I'm so glad to have you here. Who are you and where are you coming in from?
My name is Jenny. I'm from Cheyenne, Wyoming. I apologize. I'm a little sick right now. So
okay. We've all had it. I had it. We've all had it.
Yeah, it's going around.
It's going around.
My question to you is I have been, not just common cold type thing, but I have been having chronic health issues. I mean, they've been, traced down to a genetic issue, but also one of my daughters and I have possibly one medical issue in common. I'm not sure. I have a couple of appointments coming up, April, May, and June. I don't know how particular, you want me to get with it, but I'm just not sure what to expect. It could be related to possibly autism, for myself and my child, inherently in the family. So
They think you might be getting sick a lot because of autism.
No, 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 no. This, no, 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 not at all. I have a genetic disease that causes
Okay.
chronic illness. That's why I'm getting sick with other issues a lot.
Right.
But also something separate. I just wanted to ask if my overall health was going to improve, but
Yeah.
also with these separate appointments that are coming up, as far as, for my daughter and myself, as far as the autism diagnosis is going to go, if that is going to go well, or, what to expect.
Sure. I mean, I think that a couple things. Let's talk about the physiological stuff first. Yes, there is a genetic thing, but a couple things. First of all, sometimes you don't take the best care of yourself as far as eating, sleeping, hydrating, and with you, the worst is worrying all the time. It wears down your immune system.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a medical fact. We know that anxiety and worry and stress is one of the biggest ways that you can knock your immune system down. So that's one of the first things. And you could be doing more supplements and eating better, things that build your immune system, because it just feels like there's an immune system thing going on physiologically with you. So you're kind of catching, as my mommy say, everything that comes down the pike, right? It's like
Exactly.
you're just like catching
Yes.
everything as it comes. And having a hard time fending things off when you do get them, and large periods of exhaustion and physiological depression afterwards.
Yes.
But also on a spiritual level, you're taking in too much empathically. And that's causing a lot of the problems with why you're getting sick a lot,
Okay.
Do you have an autism diagnosis? I'm sure the doctor is going to tell you that you do.
Yeah, that's what I
and
have.
Your daughter as well.
That's,
but also, have you had a PTSD diagnosis yet?
Yes.
Okay, because that feels very, very strong. And that can also make you sort of borderline OCD sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
where you over worry about things, over fixate on things, have trouble getting past things. Those are also all symptoms of high functioning autism.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I definitely think there's a lot of stuff going on, but I think what you're not factoring in, and what April, May, June doctor are not going to factor in, is the fact that you're an empath. You hold on to too much. You don't let things go, and those things have to find a way to get out.
Okay.
And so manifesting in illness, manifesting in emotional meltdowns, manifesting in things where you sort of get hitched up or ticked up or ticking and popping, and repeat behaviors, and compulsive things also, because all of this stuff that you take in through your spiritual immune system doesn't have a way to get out.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of gets stuck in there and spins around. It's like if you swallowed a sparrow, you know what I mean? It's like spinning around inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not letting it out. So think about that, because I don't think that just an autism diagnosis is going to fix what's ailing you as far as what makes you unhappy. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
And I think a lot of times doctors, and I love doctors, and I'm a firm believer in Western medicine, and it saved my life. But I think a lot of times doctors give you the autism diagnosis, the OCD diagnosis, the PTSD. Some things they medicate, like manic depression, but you have anxiety, you have trauma, but then they don't tell you what to do with it from there.
Yeah.
So it's really easy for them to say, this is what you have, and then say, okay, come back and see me in 6 months. But then they don't tell you, okay, well, what do I do with my day-to-day stuff? So I think starting to work on your empathy, how much you take in, how much you're letting go, even if you're keeping a journal that's reminding you of those things, I think that would be really good for you, sweetheart.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for
Okay.
the tip. I needed that.
Take care, honey. I'm sending you so much love.
Thank you. Bye.
It's always hard to be the one who goes first. Thanks for doing it, Jenny. Yeah, think about that. When you get a diagnosis of something, whether it's a physiological emotional, or if you go to a spiritual healer and get a spiritual diagnosis, a diagnosis is great, but then what? You know what I mean? I mean, a doctor can tell you, oh, you have anxiety, or oh, you're you're on the gifted spectrum, or you're on the autism spectrum, or you're, but then what? I mean, it's so important, I think, but then what is what somebody should write a book that's called that. Great. Now I know that. Now, how do I make myself happier? Do you know what I mean? How can I now become a happier person? So important. If you'd like to be a guest on the show like Jenny was, send me a text message. Send me a text message anyhow, so we're in touch. 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886. It's hard for me to see everybody in the live chats, so it's much easier if you text me and we can have a personal conversation. And with that, speaking of a personal conversation, let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi.
What's your name? Where are you coming from, sweetheart?
My name is Alex, and I'm from Akron, Ohio.
Beautiful. And what's your question for me?
It's crazy that the kind of topic has been about empathic things, because that's actually what my question is about. I'm very empathic, and I tend to kind of pick up on not just the energies of other people, but spirit and like just pretty much everything. And it seems like I tend to pick up more negativity than positivity.
Sure.
And even though I try to like project positivity, because project is what you get back, I just really feel like there's like something that's off, that like spiritually, that is causing me to kind of like just absorb negativity.
Right. Well, two things, I think, sweetheart. First of all, three things. One is, I think we become more consciously aware of what we absorb that's negative than we do of what we absorb that's positive. Because the positive stuff isn't bumming us out, so we don't notice it as much.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, so if you ate 12 oysters and one of them was bad, that's what you would think about for years to come.
Right.
With the one bad one. Not, oh, I've had oysters 12 times and I've never had a problem.
Loved them every time.
You just think about, oh my God, the one oyster, man, the one time. I just think our body, because we are primates, right? And for many years, many generations upon generations, our goal was to survive. We're chemically wired to be triggered by the thing that is harming us.
Right.
So we notice the negative more, and then we put up that, danger, danger, danger thing. The other thing is, I think that I just think that sometimes we are drawn to what we fear, and we fear the negative. So the negative becomes what trips us up. Like we have trouble getting past that. Again, we gobble up all the positive and don't even think about it. But the negative stuff we can get hitched up on, and we start to take it personally. The last thing is that I think being an empath, the negative is drawn to us like flies to a halogen light bulb, like a porch light in the back. My dad at one point was such a goober, and he put this 2,000 watt light on our patio, and he was all proud of it, right? He bought it at the Home Depot and assembled it into a thing, and then he didn't. Why is there always so many bugs out there? It's because there's darkness everywhere, and the beacon of light is on our porch. I think when you are being a beacon of light, and when you're coming into your own and accepting your empathic gifts, the negativity sniffs around to see what's happening, and it tends to be drawn to you. And I say this, sweetheart, so that you know that there's nothing wrong with you, and nothing you're going through is wrong or weird or anything out of the ordinary from any stories I've ever heard, including my own.
Right.
It's just that when, like I like to say when I teach, when you step into the light, the darkness pays attention.
Yeah.
So the trick is don't let the dark get you down. You know what I mean? Starve the dark. It just don't worry, don't play into it. The more attention you give it, the more it comes around.
I'm very good with that when I'm communicating with spirit. I'm like, nope, if you're negative, go. Bye.
Great.
But with feelings, I'm like, I don't know how.
Right. Right. Well, and that's the thing, until you've really, really come to grips with your spiritual gifts, it's hard to differentiate between what's actually going on inside of us and what is something that a darker energy is putting in us, or that we're picking up from a darker energy inside somebody around us.
Yeah.
You know, so it's easy to get discouraged. And empathic people, we always think everything is our fault, right? I always say an empath always asks, what did I do? And a narcissist always says, what did you, right? And a narcissist always says, what did you do? So we're always like taking responsibility for everything. So also remember, as an empathic person, honey, as a spiritually gifted person, Alex, just because it's there doesn't mean it's personal.
Yeah.
Just because it's around you and it's sniffing around doesn't mean it has something personally to do with you or you did anything wrong. Let it, let it sniff. Just do the thing. When you see a bear, right? You're supposed to freeze because if you're not moving,
walk
they
back
think
slowly.
Freeze. Let it sniff around and go away. Don't fight with it. Don't be scared. Don't give it anything to feed on. And it will leave you alone. And just know what it is, and know as long as you're out there fighting for the light, it's always going to be out there wondering what your story is, and you just can't let it affect you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right?
I appreciate
it. Sweetheart. Thanks for being here. Take care, honey. What beautiful people today. What a beautiful show. I know I say it every week. My producer, engineer, Emery, will tell you every week. I'm like, what a beautiful show. But I'm always so blown away every week by how beautiful the show is. And I've decided just to express that. A little thing about me. Emery, remind me, this should be the little talk before next week's show. I've noticed in my life, especially recently, I've become very aware that a lot of people in my life have sort of bullied me for how positive I am. And it's made me sort of pull back from expressing positivity, because I've been made to feel like there's something wrong with me because I did it. Like, why are you so optimistic? Or why do you make everything sound so much bigger than it is? Well, because to me, it is that big. I'm not trying to make it sound bigger. I am that excited about something. And I've now decided, and we're going to talk about this next week, Emery, remind me, because I'll forget. I don't want to, I'm coming out of that closet, man. I'm coming out of the positive closet. And, I'm here and I'm positive. What are you going to do about it? I think that positivity is needed in the world. Don't let anyone knock you down for feeling positive, feeling optimistic, or being enthusiastic about things, because that's their problem. It's not your problem. So I just wanted to put that in there because somebody's listening right now that needs to hear that, and I'm giving it to them. All right, let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, Sheena.
Hi, who are you and where are you coming in from?
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me at all? Can't hear me? Okay, let's pop her out and give her the message to go out of the program and come back in. Or maybe turn your microphone on, sweetie. Sometimes your mic gets turned off. Like, look, I just turned my mic back on and now you can hear me. So, that happens. All right, let's grab somebody else while we get her figured out. And everything can be fixed. It's just technology, my friends.
Hello.
Hi. Who are you? Where are you coming in from?
My name is Lily, and I'm from Springfield, Missouri. And I just talked to you yesterday.
Yeah, you did, sweetheart. And I'm so glad you're here with me today. We answered a lot of questions yesterday, and now you've got one more for me. I love that.
Yes, it was a beautiful reading. I loved it.
You.
Thank you.
Glad.
So my question is, I don't know if you've been asked this before, but do you believe in soulmates and twin flames and things of that nature? I asked because we talked a little bit about this yesterday, but I have only been with people who have hurt me, and I feel as if my boyfriend now was meant to come into my life, and we're about to buy 12 acres of land and
Nice.
build on it. And I'm really
Nice.
excited, but I want to make sure that that's the path that I'm meant to go on. And yeah, I don't know.
He is, well, first of all, I believe in both. So the answer is yes and yes. He is definitely a soulmate. And sometimes soulmates come and they're almost like a soothing balm. You know, they feel like a warm heating pad. Oftentimes after you've had a very tumultuous relationship with somebody who could even be also, you could also have a soul tie with them. Sometimes soul paths, cellmates, twin flames, that relationship can be really jacked up
Oh,
because
yeah.
you're trying to learn from each other. And I feel like your last one was really intense. There was a lot of negativity. The person you were with was very disturbed, had a lot of personal
Yeah.
problems. They all got taken out on you. And so this sweet person was sort of sent to you as like a, you know, like a tube of neosporin in a human form. And the same thing with him, right? He's had people in his past that really rocked him, but for some reason he's been able to maintain his sweetness in spite of it.
Yes.
I think even more than you. I think at the beginning of the relationship he was even sweeter than you were because you were more guarded.
Yeah.
But he's lovely, and I think it's great. You're going to buy some land and you're going to do some fun stuff, maybe have some animals, and you know,
Yeah.
really love just taking care of each other, because if ever two souls needed to take care of each other, it was you two. And I think that's so beautiful. And you know, give him a big hug for me and thank him for me for taking such good care of you, because we all need somebody to sort of, you know, cradle our souls, and he's good at that. And you know, points in heaven, as my mama used to say, for him.
Thank you so much.
So it's
I'll
all good,
definitely
sweetheart.
hug for you.
Okay. Take care,
Thank you.
love.
You're
You bet.
amazing. Have a good day.
This is a feel good show, isn't it? It's just making me feel good. I want to thank my friend Tony Sweet, who owns and operates PARAPOD TV. He's a really great guy, and just works continuously. And I'm so honored to be here and be a part of the family, and be a part of everything that he's doing. I just think he's really wonderful, and it's nice to work for a network where you're loved. It's really, really important. And also, he has a brand new nonprofit that he's just started. Um, and I can't wait to, I believe it's called Earthly Beings. And I'm very, very excited to have more knowledge and more information to give you about that as it comes, because it's not just important that we live in the spiritual world. It's also important that we live here and that we nurture each other here, and we take care of each other on the earth. Our earth lives are important too. There's a reason why we keep getting sent back here to soul school to learn. So it's great to follow your spiritual path. Don't forget about your earthbound path. And let's do another message from Spirit.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Sheena.
How are you? Can you hear me?
I can.
Yay!
It was a
So,
volume issue.
who are you? Where are you from? And what's your question, darling?
My name is Catherine, and I'm from Dilworth. And my question is about my late cousin, Corey. Sorry, I have it written down because I was very nervous. His death was declared a suicide, but since the beginning, I've intuitively felt, to the point I feel like I know, that it was foul play or murder or homicide. So I'm just wondering if he has any messages, and if I'm right in about my thoughts on who was involved, if that's the case, and if there's anything he would want me to do about that.
Well, he doesn't want you to do anything about it. He wants you to, he's okay that you're seeking answers, but he doesn't want you to get in any compromising positions with
Right.
dangerous people. He's very adamant about that.
Understandably.
There was somebody in his life that he was involved with that was really, really not a good person, but he thought that person was a very good person. He knew the person was troubled and there was stuff going on and issues, but he really thought that person had his back and his better interest at heart.
Right.
And the
You're
person
so
really,
spot on.
do you know who that is?
Mm-hmm.
And that person really turned on him. And it feels
Mm-hmm.
like it had something to do with money, and it
Yeah.
has something to do with the law. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense? Like a
Yes.
law that was broken, that your cousin knew about, and he just knew too much. And so there was a third person. There's another person. So there's your cousin was involved with this person who was also involved with this other person. And this other person was the main source of the trouble.
Oh my
And
God.
sort of pulled your cousin into the situation. The friend or the person that your cousin was involved with pulled your cousin into the situation with this other person who was really dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
And your cousin sort of started to try to back away from it when he realized it was too much. And then he was, in essence, silenced.
What was his wife involved?
Yeah, that's the person I'm talking about, right?
Oh my God. Yes, this is everything that I've thought.
That's why when I said friend, I stopped and went, nah, not really friend, but I didn't know if I was supposed to actually say who it was. I mean, I guess your person should be your friend too, but this was like a frenemy.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So he was involved with, he thought that she was very devoted to him as he was very devoted to her. But there was another person in her life, right, who was really bad news. And it had something to do with money, something to do with the law. And did it have something to do with drugs?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Money, drugs. Yep.
Yeah. So this other person, the friend of the wife or the whatever of the wife, was very heavily involved in the drug thing.
Mm-hmm.
And see, like money. So it must be like dealing or something.
He owed him money.
Yeah. And then your cousin tried to be all Mr. Honest and get in the middle of it. And that was the end of that. And she knows exactly what happened.
Oh, 100%.
This
knows. Is so validating for me. So validating. It
also feels like, and I hate to say this is so terrible, but it feels like she sort of threw him under the bus to save herself.
Yep.
So, but please stay away from all these people.
Okay.
And don't let any of them know that you know anything, because you don't want to get silenced too. They're just bad people. She's never going to change. She's a horrible person. And
yes.
She's smart enough to look, this other person, that's the crime person. If he got in some kind of trouble and she could throw him under the bus to save herself, she would do that too.
Yes.
She just always comes out smelling like a rose, and that's just what she does.
That's what I thought of her from the beginning.
People like that, you don't want to mess with it. So many of my clients have a family member like that, an ex like that. Some woman comes and steals their whatever the story is. And I always say, just let it go. Let those people sort it out. Because if you go up against somebody like that, you almost always lose, because there's so much darkness in them, and they really are protected by the dark. And you don't want to bring all that into your life. They always say, like, when is she going to get her justice? Or when is he going to get this? And probably never, because some people know how to outsmart the system.
Yeah.
And she'll wind up, if she hasn't already, finding another husband.
Oh, yes. Yes, she already has.
Right, of course. And
she left the state.
Doing the same thing to him, draining him financially, draining him emotionally, getting him involved in a bunch of her malarkey and shenanigans. And the same thing will happen again.
Wow, I'm very impressed with this reading. Very, wow.
Thank you. Yeah, you're going to be okay. He just wants you to focus on you, loving yourself, loving the people in your life. If you want to do something in his honor to protect, victims of families that have dealt with murder in their family, or unknown answers that the police haven't solved cases, or supporting, great. But he doesn't want you to have anything to do with her, that other person, any of the people that were around them or associated with them. He just wants you to be safe. Okay.
That is wonderful. Thank you so much.
Take care,
please
sweetheart.
say hi to Mackie and Amanda. I am their biggest fan.
Oh, I will. I absolutely will. You bet, sweetheart. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Mackie and Amanda are my wonderful friends, and they are very well-known paranormal investigators. Mackie and Amanda is their channel on YouTube, and they are really, really fantastic. and I love working, and I've met so many great people through them, and I'm so thankful for that. So, yeah. And you know, what I said to her is, for everybody, if there's some really nasty stuff in your life that involves criminals, and I understand that what we want to do is we want to go after everybody, right? I mean, I 100% get it. This is what we want to do, but it's not what we're supposed to do. Okay? It's, they don't want that for us. They don't want us to be in any kind of danger. It's not at all what they want. Okay? They want us to be safe. Okay? And with that, let's do another really quick before we do the other message from Spirit. I just wanted to look it up really quick because I was right. Tony's new nonprofit is called the Earthly Beings Foundation. So make sure to check that out, as well as PARAPOD TV. And let's do another message from Spirit. Hi.
Hi, Sheena.
How are you?
I'm so excited.
I'm so
My
glad to
heart's
have you here.
racing.
Oh my God, I'm so glad. Tell everybody your name and where you're from.
My name is Brooklyn, and I'm from Evansville, Indiana. I'm actually from Illinois, but I moved here to Evansville, which it's not even an hour away from where I grew up from. So I'm in Indiana now. But yeah.
Beautiful. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in a small town of like 7,000 people in Mount Carmel, Illinois. It's Southern Illinois. Awful town. So I was like, there's no growing here. There's just nothing but meth here. There's not even sidewalks to walk on.
I get it. That's your autobiography title. There's nothing but meth here.
Yeah.
That's it. Everybody left but the meth.
That's right.
That's awesome. What's your question for me, sweetheart?
You know, Sheena, I've been waiting for this for so long. I don't want to get emotional. I'm always emotional, but
no, good. That's good. I like emotional. That's very good.
I've literally been waiting for this for so long, and I wanted to know if you had any messages for me that you automatically feel.
Spirit wishes that you would love yourself more. Why are you always giving yourself such a hard time? You give everybody else 10,000 chances, but you give yourself none.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. You know, I would say it's probably because I've been on my own for so long. As a young teenager of 14, when my mom died, I've been on my own since. Everybody depends on me for everything, you know. So whenever something goes wrong, it's put on me. All the guilt is put on me. All the building, everything, if you know what I mean. So, and I'm made to feel that way too.
Yeah, I know, honey. And that's built up inside of you. And it's become your foundation of what you think of you. Your reflection of you, not 100%, but a good part, sweetie, of your reflection of you has become what other people have put on you and told you that you are. But those people aren't spirit. They didn't make you. They're not guiding you. They're just humans screwing it up like all of us. They don't know any better than anybody else. And you really know who you are, and spirit knows who you are. And that's a very capable, beautiful, wonderful, intelligent vessel of love.
Yeah.
And you need to start listening to what spirit tells you about you and stop listening to what humans have told you. Look, some humans are great and you should listen to them. But you were not put on this earth to be the one who's like the Cinderella of the universe that scrubs all the floors while everyone else goes to the ball.
Oh,
like that's not it, right? That's not what you're meant to be.
No.
And you have to fight against that, sweetheart. and be who you were meant to be. And that is somebody who gets to put themselves first and gets to love themselves before anyone else. All right. I'm sorry I lost you, Christina, but that's the message. All right. I'm sending you so much love. You guys, we are put here to love ourselves above everything else. Self-love is not selfish.
I'm back.
Loving yourself is not screwing anybody else over. It's helping other people, because you can be a better person in someone's life if you love yourself. Does that make sense?
That is for sure. I popped off for a second, but then I popped back on. So I'm sorry if I looked a little weird for a second.
No, it's fine. It happens. Sometimes I pop off and then pop back on, and people are like, "Where did she go? It's her show."
Yeah.
It's the wonderful technology. Sweetie, you're in good shape, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you, and everything's going to be okay. All right? Just keep believing.
Thank you, Sheena.
Take care, sweetheart.
Bye.
Bye. Love yourself above all things. That is what spirit wants, right? It's what the flight attendant tells us. In the case of an emergency, when the oxygen masks drop, you put yours on first, and then you can save everybody else. If you're not loving yourself above all things, then you're not putting your mask on first. So you're not any good to save anybody else. All right? All right. Sending you so much love. Yay! If you're in the chat right now, I probably can't read your messages because I'm doing a show, but send me a text message and let's be in touch. 818-437-0886. 818-437-0886. Do that. And then also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, let me know. Like these wonderful people. All right, let's do another message from Spirit. Hi. How are you? I'm good. Who are you and where are you from, sweetie?
My name is Tatia Harris, and I'm from Punta Gorda, Florida.
Beautiful. And what's your message? What's your question for me today, sweetheart?
My question is there a future between me and Emmanuel, and when we get married? And am I right about his wife having him pistol whipped and robbed?
Yes, you are right that he's very much under the control of his wife. But also, Tatil, you have to ask yourself, what's broken inside of him that he's allowing himself to be like that? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And also you have to ask yourself, and I know this is hard and we've all been there and that means me too. Do you want to be involved with someone who is not really learning and growing and taking care of themselves? You know what I mean? I know there's an extremely strong soul tie between you, and you can really feel that bond, and it's strong and it's sexy, but he's kind of broken.
I know. I see it every time when I see him, because he's working a lot, and I see it right in his face.
Yeah, that he's broken.
He's very tired and stressed ever since he's been robbed too.
Yeah. And he got involved with this woman who, who drains him worse. So he barely even knows where he's at from minute to minute. Like he's in bad shape.
Yep.
What Spirit is telling me, and you're probably going to hate this answer, so I'm sorry in advance, is you just need to let him do his thing. Let him figure it out. He needs to grow on his own. And then come back and be the person that you know he can be. He doesn't quite know yet that he can be that person, but you and I both know he can.
Yes.
And come back to you when he's rid of her and he's rid of all the dark thoughts. And
he tried to divorce her, but she said she wanted his house and $3,000 a month.
Yeah, of course. And if he gave her that, then it would be, now she wants 2,000 more. Now she wants, he's going to have to really kind of steel up and tell her, no, this is what we're going to do. This is how it works. This is what's fair. And stop allowing himself to be bullied by her.
Yep. Will he call me tonight?
I don't know if you'll hear from him tonight, but you'll hear from him. He's not leaving your life. He's just
not ready.
He's not ready to be the part of your life that as much in your life as you would like him to be, right?
Yeah, you're right.
All right, sweetheart. Take care of you. Okay, I'm
Thank
sending
you.
you love.
We said hi. We watch your show every time.
Hi, sweetheart. I'm so glad. Keep watching. Hi. I love
Thank,
that baby. Bye,
thank you.
sweetheart. Take care. I love babies because they're the size of cats. I love cats. And babies are kitten size. They're like little tiny hairless cats. Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard when you love somebody and they're just not getting it together. It's hard. But you can't hold up your whole life waiting for somebody else to get their poop in a group. It just doesn't work like that. So, all right, let's do another message from Spirit. I love you all. Hi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Who are you and where are you coming in from?
My name is Christina Hudson, and I'm from Manita, Virginia, little podunk town in Virginia.
Beautiful. What's your question, sweetheart? I love how you look like you're just like walking out of a Trader Joe's.
Well, I forgot that today my daughter had a hair appointment at the exact same time. So we were kind of traveling, and I was losing signal, and now I was in there, and I was like, well, let me come out of here. So my old man's looking at me like, really? I really don't have anything specific other than, it's been really hard here the past several years, but this year particularly. When will that even out? Are we going to find a place to live? Are we going to, when is everything going to be okay?
It looks like August for the place to live is what they're giving me. Something about August. It looks like this is still going to be, this 2024 is going to be the transitionary year still. But when you start to see yourself coming out of it, still in the transition, but seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, next year, things will calm down, be much better, more stable, and you'll be able to stop worrying about surviving and start actually feeling like you're living.
Yeah, because it's not living. It's you're just I've lost everything. It's just been hard, I'm looking for a light at the end of the tunnel and I don't see any.
It's coming. It's coming this year, more towards the second half of the year, but it's coming. So it's just one more year of,
well, as long as it's still coming,
figuring out where you're going next, sweetie, and then you'll be able to see, really be able to visualize being in a place where it's not struggle, strife every day. You got to trust, okay? God's taking care of you. I know that's such a cliche thing to say, but it's 100% true. You're almost through this. I know it's been a while, and you're almost through it,
yeah.
okay?
Yeah, I hope so. I'm trying the best I can to hold on and be positive, and it's just hard. It's hard when you're in the thick of it.
I know, sweetheart, but it is going to get better. You trust me, okay?
Okay.
All right. You take care of you, sweetheart. Thank you for coming.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going to be okay. We're all going to send you love. Everybody who's
Thank you,
watching, let's
bye.
send some love to Christina because she needs it. Thanks, darling. It's hard, man. It's hard when you're in the middle of it to really see that it's going to get better, to feel that it's going to get better. But trust me, it's going to get better. Like I said at the top of the hour, right? If you don't like your life and you don't like the status of the cosmic world, wait 5 minutes and it will change. And that is true. It will. So I am absolutely sending you so much love, sending everybody today so much love. Great people coming in. Wonderful questions. Wonderful people. Let's come be a guest on the show. Send me a text message. 818-437-0886. That's 818-437-0886 if you'd like to book a private session with me. Same thing, or visit my website, sheenametalspiritual.com. If you are outside of the USA, you can hit me up on WhatsApp. 1 is my country code, so 1-818-437-0886. And please find me everywhere on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and X, formerly Twitter. I'm just at Sheena Metal. Thank you so much to PARAPOD TV and its owner and operator, Tony Sweet, and my wonderful engineer and producer, Emery, who is the wind beneath my wings. Till I see you next time, seek peace, live in love, lead with kindness, embrace unity, always work to raise your vibration, and know that you are love and you are loved and you're so loved by me. I'm Sheena Metal. This is Messages from Spirit. We're here at PARAPOD TV every Wednesday at 2 o'clock Pacific time. I'll see you next week. You take care of you. Okay? Love yourself.